Okay, so 100th video. Like I said, it's gonna be every movie I've collected for about the last 10 years, Blu-ray and DVD, TV shows and movies. So just gonna go over each one, some more than others, some very brief because I actually haven't watched them yet, but I own them. And so yeah, it might be one video, two videos, might be a little while. And so in the background you can see cat number 1 and cat number 2 briefly. So we will get started. I just got them piled up over here. First one, Warcraft, based on the game. It's, from what I've been told, it's not necessarily a good adaptation from the game. I played the game briefly back in the day, like forever ago. I'd say almost like beginning of middle school, but judging it by just the movie itself, it's really good. Fantasy, CG is really good. So yeah, I don't really know the story that well of the game, but this, well done. Van Helsing. This is almost like a nostalgic guilty pleasure for me because I watched this in theaters when I was a kid forever ago, and I know a lot of people like to crap on this movie, but I love it. Hugh Jackman, you got Kate Beckinsale. Good. The effects can be questionable at times, but I feel like it's just such a classic, like, monster movie. You know, there's some twists and turns, and I just feel like they don't really make movies like this anymore, or if they do, they're really, really shitty. And I guess this is a debatable on whether it's really shitty or not, but this is a favorite for me. Got it for like $2 on Blu-ray, so not a bad deal. Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. I think this was also like $2, and now that I'm looking at it, I didn't realize Tim Burton had anything to do with this movie, but it's one of those like historical fiction, you know, because I mean it's about Abraham Lincoln, but it's clearly different, where the whole point is he was hunting vampires because his parents were killed by vampires. Once again, I think this is more for personal taste, because for me personally, it's just a fun, dumb movie to watch, but a lot of people might be annoyed and think that it's just stupid. But, you know, if you like vampire movies, I think you should check it out. It's real chill. Oh. Venom. Once again, debatable. I thought the movie was very enjoyable. Clearly some things were done differently than how Venom, I guess, should be, but once again, I view it as not, you have to view it as a movie and not a blatant copy of its source material, which it is a comic book, but you also should view it as a movie, not just judge it because it's not everything you wanted from the comic book. So maybe that's my opinion. Disagree, agree. We can talk about it if you want. Effects were good overall. I think some were kind of hit or miss, but overall, I didn't mind it. I thought it was enjoyable. Watch it in the theater, had a good time. Bought it on Blu-ray, $10. So I think it's pretty awesome. Next one, V for Vendetta. When did this come out, actually? 2008. So this is a 12-year-old movie. I thought it came out much more before that, but enjoyable movie for sure. It's that dystopian future, anarchy kind of movie. The character V, he's interesting. I don't usually really care for Natalie Portman, but she was pretty good in this movie, showing some emotion, which I feel like she's kind of weird at sometimes. But I don't hate her as an actress. It's just I don't really care for any movie she's in, except for maybe Annihilation. But a darker, superhero-esque movie, dystopian future, good watch. Especially around November, because that's what it's based off of, Guy Fawkes. Usual Suspects, and right now I'm just going through Blu-rays. It'll be DVDs last. But this movie, as far as I know, really nobody I know either likes it or has even watched it. But I don't know. It's definitely an older movie. 1995, the year I was born. It's kind of like a whodunit. Who's the main villain, bad guy, like a crime-solving movie. And honestly, when I first watched it, the twist at the end definitely got me. But now viewing it, I'm like, yeah, I guess it's kind of obvious. But I know a lot of people personally who don't like this movie or just don't ever care to watch it. So hey, I mean, Bryan Singer, X-Men. So I'd say it's a good. I mean, most of these movies that I point out, I'm gonna say it's worth watching. I guess there's a bias because I really only buy movies I want to see or I like. So Thor: The Dark World. Once again, it feels like everyone hates this movie for some reason. This movie gets a lot of hate. I don't really know why. It has a grittier tone, which everyone for some reason wants to bitch about, but the Dark Elves, I just feel like it's a more serious tone movie. I thought it had comedy when it needed to. It was serious and action-based when it needed to be, so it seemed like a good balance. And for a Marvel movie, I enjoyed it just as much as any other one. So check it out, obviously. Man of Steel, 2013. Once again, this movie seemed to have gotten a lot of hate. I know a lot of people don't like Zack Snyder. I know a lot of people don't like the very gritty, realistic tone. People didn't like the Superman killing Zod, breaking his neck. Just how I view it is, this is him first becoming Superman, and he's left with this option where he doesn't know what else he can do, and so he had to kill him. I don't think that inherently makes him not Superman or completely ruins the character. But yeah, and I guess this is from a different perspective because I didn't grow up really watching the Christopher Reeve Superman movies. I think the first Superman movie I watched was the Brandon Routh one, which was to me just all right, I guess. Kind of like, I don't really think I'd really ever watch it again. But I've seen the Christopher Reeve Superman movies. It's whatever. I mean, I don't think they're bad. I don't think they're as good as people say. Same with this. I mean, I think it's enjoyable. Nothing too crazy about it. I noticed this hat likes to. Matt Damon. Well, The Martian, but Matt Damon in The Martian. I actually bought this at Goodwill for like $1 years ago, and I've yet to watch it. I know what the movie's about. I just, I guess I just, for some reason, bought it, but never really cared to watch it. I've been told it's a good movie, so I just need to find time to watch it. Very thriller, I guess, space-like, trying to figure out whether he's going to live or die, so can't really recommend or not recommend that. I mean, but Ridley Scott, overall, he's pretty good. Maybe lately that's a little not true, but yeah. Oh boy. Mark Wahlberg's Max Payne, which I've played Max Payne. I've played Max Payne 1 and 2, a little bit of 3, and so I have a good idea of the world and the game. This movie is a guilty pleasure, I guess, once again. I don't really care for Mark Wahlberg. I feel like he's kind of a meme, like a joke. He kind of plays like that same always surprised character. There's a couple scenes in these movies, in this movie, where I feel like it's trying to replicate how in the game how you slow down time and shoot. It kind of replicates that pretty well, but at the same time, that's about as much as it's going for it. So, if you're a diehard fan of the game, I guess just check it out just to see what it's about. But besides that, you can probably just skip it. So this is Mimic 1, 2, and 3. I forgot actually how I found out about this, but I know it's an older movie. It's at least the first one was Guillermo del Toro, the guy that Hellboy, Pan's Labyrinth, stuff like that. So the first one is really good. It's really spooky. I like the idea of mutant bugs. That's about as far as I'm gonna say about that. The second one, I honestly can't remember. The third one, weirdly, I enjoyed, where it's like in an apartment building, and I was surprised because the reviews were pretty horrible, but I enjoyed it. It's like a spooky apartment building kind of movie. So yeah, mutant cockroaches that terrorize a city. So there's that. The Thing, 2011. This is a prequel to the 1982 version, which I think that is a remake or a reimagining of Who Goes There, or A Thing from Another World. The biggest thing with this is there were a lot of practical effects that were for some reason redone, either I think by the studio to be CG, which is a horrible mistake. And then the end, the pilot alien that they were supposed to show that they made a puppet for, they switched that completely. So that was a real disheartening move. Overall, it's an alright movie. I feel like it does nothing. It's more of like a, hey, like a, I get that reference kind of movie than anything. So if you really, really enjoy the 1982, like John Carpenter's The Thing, this is just, I guess, like a little side benefit. I feel like you can watch it if you want. Don't watch it. I think it's fine either way. Dragon Ball Super, Broly. I've actually not watched any of Dragon Ball Super. I don't really care for Dragon Ball Z like I used to. I used to be real big into it, but I love Broly as a character. I like the old Broly. The first movie, a couple scenes from the second one, and the third one, I guess I'll agree with mostly everyone that movie sucked. But this one, real good. They actually give Broly a character. He's a character. He has a story. You actually kind of feel for him. You sympathize with him, and he's not just some mindless screaming Super Saiyan. So I do like that, and I feel like without having watched the Dragon Ball Super anime, I still enjoyed it. So there is that. Amazing Spider-Man. Wow, I can't remember who the actor is. Andrew Garfield? I think that's his name. This movie, I watched it in theater. I'm not the biggest Spider-Man fan. Obviously, I like Spider-Man 2 with Tobey Maguire and Doc Ock. I liked the PS4 Spider-Man game. I like Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, which is in here somewhere. But this movie was alright. I think it was pretty generic. Nothing really too outstanding with it. It's really just another Spider-Man movie. Nothing special. So And like I said, some of these I might talk over for a good amount of time, but also some of these I'll probably just like talk about for like a split second. Terminator Salvation. Personally, it's my favorite Terminator movie. I know a lot of people like T2 and say that it's the best action movie in the ever, which I like it. I don't think it's the best action movie ever. It's pretty good, but I just don't see all the hype, which it could very well be nostalgia for the people older than I am. I mean, I'm not saying I hate it. I enjoy it. It's just could very well be nostalgia. This movie, I can admit it's fairly generic, but I like the idea of a new Terminator that's part human, part Terminator. I like the idea that it's actually finally not, oh, we got to stop the war from ever happening in the first place. It's legitimately, it's happening. Here's the characters. And so I would like to see more Terminator movies where it's the actual post Judgment Day war. And so I can appreciate what this movie did. I know Christian Bale went kind of crazy on the set screaming at that guy, but overall, enjoyable movie. Speaking of which, Terminator 2. Like I said, I don't hate it. I just don't understand how it's the best action movie. And if someone wants to explain it to me, they can. I'm not necessarily disagreeing or anything, so I just like to know. Once again, Arnold Schwarzenegger is always good as the Terminator. I can't remember what his name is. I want to say it's Patrick something. Let's see. Robert Patrick, the Liquid Terminator, the T-1000. Like I said, I'm not the biggest fan, and so I can't remember exactly which one is which, but not bad. Oh boy. Transformers Age of Extinction with, once again, Mark Wahlberg playing the same kind of, like, what character? I like the redesigns for the Transformers. I enjoy them. But the biggest problem with these movies is that every movie they want to change another reason on why the damn Transformers are on Earth. Every movie it's something else. So mindless fun, yes, but another issue is that they focus so much on the humans that you never get to just enjoy the Transformers, which that's what I liked about the new Bumblebee movies. I feel like it was a good balance. And the opening scene of that movie is the best thing ever, Transformers-wise, live action. Transformers Dark of the Moon, same thing. Really depressing vibe. It was like the, end of the first trilogy. There's definitely some, they reuse scenes from his other movie, The Island, I believe. Shia LaBeouf getting another girlfriend that looks like she's out of his league is a little unbelievable. His parents are annoying, so you've heard it, you've already heard it before. There's not enough Transformers, there's too many humans, the humans are dumb, you don't care for their story, so yeah. Treasure Planet, Disney Treasure Planet. This is probably like my favorite Disney movie ever invented. I love everything about this movie. I could rewatch this movie over and over again. I have a little morph somewhere, I think in my car, that when this movie came out, McDonald's was doing all kinds of things where you could get morph, you could get pieces of the ball that's shows you where Treasure Planet is, stuff like that. So that was real cool. This movie is fantastic. I feel like even as an adult, you can still watch this movie and relate to it or just enjoy it. You don't have to be a kid. It has a lot of, I feel like, adult themes, kind of. But yeah, don't want to spoil anything for any of these movies. Fantastic movie. I think it was actually did horribly financially, but my God, is this such a good movie. John Carpenter's The Thing. Yeah, this movie is literal perfection. I think this was actually one of the first Blu-rays I ever bought. there was in the mall that I used to go to, there was a store called Suncoast, I believe, and they had all kinds of movies and stuff. And weirdly, I was like 13, and they let me buy a rated R movie, so I was shocked about that. But this is one of my favorite horror movies, favorite sci-fi movies. Yeah, horror, sci-fi. This movie, the practical effects, the story, it is fantastic. And especially right now with imposter games being so popular, I feel like they really need to check out, like, where it came from, which I know this is from the book and the old movie, but I think this movie is what really brought it attention. So definitely check it out. Literally a great movie. It's so good. Tron Legacy, another Disney movie. This movie somehow, again, financially didn't do that good, but my God, do I love this movie. The people complain about the de-aging of Jeff Bridges for Clue, but I don't really see an issue with it. It didn't bother me that much. I watched it in theaters. I love the world, the aesthetics, what they did with Tron, like the world. The old movie is good. It's just there's definitely a lot of things that they tried their best, but it didn't look that good. So this is another fantastic. Oh, also the soundtrack by Daft Punk is incredible. So that is one to check out. Snow White and the Huntsman, with Kristen Stewart. I have not seen this, actually, or maybe I have, but I think I was drunk, because I don't remember anything from this movie. I'm going to assume it's another generic fantasy action movie. There was that time where Hollywood wanted to literally just make every fairy tale, stuff like that, into a live action movie. So would I recommend it? No idea. Don't remember. I don't really care to watch it, and yet I have it. Sin City. This is definitely, how do I explain it? This is something else. I think it's a very good, because it's Frank Miller's Sin City, so either, I can't remember if it's graphic novel or comic book, but I love the black and white aesthetic. They do these cool transitions between scenes. The characters are so outlandish and very just comic booky and fiction, but very enjoyable. I actually don't know if this movie did good or not. I know there's a sequel. I haven't seen that, but this is definitely, for comic book fans, they need to watch. Slither, and this is the collector's edition, which I had gotten a couple years ago at Vintage Stock. Once again, this is from James Gunn, so Guardians of the Galaxy, I think he did can't remember what that movie is called, with Dwight from The Office, but yeah, Slither, great alien horror comedy movie, I guess. So there's practical effects, there is CGI, but it's done so well, and it's weirdly comedic. It almost feels like a Simon Pegg and Nick Frost kind of movie, but I guess in America. But yeah, it's very enjoyable. So there's that. Shape of Water, which this is one, I feel like there was maybe like a controversy, I can't remember, but it's about a mute woman that falls in love with a fish man, a humanoid fish, I guess you would say, a merman. It's very intriguing. I can see Guillermo del Toro, making a movie like this. So it's, a love movie. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I definitely wouldn't mind watching it again. It says Academy Award winner, Best Picture. So yeah, I think it deserves it. Kung Fu Hustle. this is an experience. I have never met one person who hates this movie. This is like, I watched this when I was, because what year did this one come out? 2004, yeah. I watched this as a kid on VHS. This and Kung Pao, which Kung Pao I know is a parody, but I mean this movie's kind of like a joke too. But this movie does it so well, and you literally love the characters and you love the story. And like I said, I haven't met one person who hates this movie. Every single person who I know watches this movie absolutely loves this movie. So this is a must check out, Kung Fu Hustle. Which, if you haven't seen it by now, that's almost shocking. Kingsman: The Secret Service, once again, one of my favorite movies. I used to watch this movie religiously. This movie is, in my opinion, one of the best action movies made. The story, the characters, the dialogue, the action sequences. This is literally the James Bond movie that people, I feel like, actually wanted. I mean, the plot is so outlandish but so cool. The action scenes are intense. The church scene that's like, well, almost 10 minutes or like 8 minutes long. That is one of the best scenes ever. This is a must-buy. Yeah, if you haven't seen this movie, you're literally missing out because it's incredible. Kong Skull Island, and so this is part of the legendary MonsterVerse, I guess, like Godzilla universe, which is Kong Skull Island, Godzilla King of the Monsters, and then it's going to be Godzilla versus Kong. So, and I'm hoping that there's more to it because we had Ghidorah and Mothra, Rodan. Hopefully there'll be Gigan, Mechagodzilla, stuff like that. This movie, you know, it's enjoyable. You really just don't care for any of the humans, really. Tom Hiddleston's character, I feel like the main characters, in my opinion, that you care about the most would be John C. Reilly's character, Samuel L. Jackson, and John Goodman. And those characters actually have, like, motivations and stories, so they are enjoyable. I love seeing Kong. I mean, I like Peter Jackson's King Kong, but this one's really good too. So, I guess that's going to be it for part 1 of this. It looks like there's going to be quite a bit of parts for this, so thanks for watching. This is just going to be a quick skim through of any of the ones I didn't miss. I just didn't want this video to be an hour or too long, and so as you can see here, these are some of the movies. Some of these are my girlfriends, so that's why it might seem a little strange. I do believe I have some duplicate copies of some. I'm trying to go as slow as possible so that if you can read them, you can see them for yourself. This one is actually backwards. Star Trek Into Darkness. The main thing is I was just filming and realized that this video might have been like 2 hours long, so just saving everyone the time and not making it that long. And a majority of these DVDs I own, I've tried to get on Blu-ray. So some of them I actually think do have on Blu-ray. of the DC animated movies. They might be out of order right now. I just quickly try to put my DVDs back correctly on the shelf, but just don't have that much time right now. But yeah, as you can see, I mean, there are so many movies that I personally like that I do feel like people should be watching just to experience for themselves. But yeah, so that's going to be about it. This is basically my movie collection right here. So, thanks for watching, and I hope you will somehow be able to watch some of these and see them for yourself. Alright, thank you. Bye-bye.